Nobody wakes up and thinks, I'd really love to be in a toxic relationship today. But if you've ever been in one, you know two things. It was worse than you could have ever imagined, and it didn't start out that way. That's the trap. At first, it feels like a dream. The connection is intense, you're flooded with happy hormones, and you think you found your person. But then, the mask slips. A dismissive comment here, placing blame there. We excuse it. We tell ourselves they're just stressed. But slowly, those moments become a pattern that hurts. If you're feeling confused and questioning yourself all the time, that's your first sign something is wrong. Today, we're going to talk about the early warning signs of a toxic relationship. This isn't about diagnosing anyone as a narcissist, it's about asking a better question. Does this person's behavior make me feel safe, respected, and equal?
The first major clue is love bombing. Now, if you have codependent or anxious tendencies, love bombing might not feel bad. It feels like intense validation. But here's the truth. Early on, you do not know this person. Everyone wears a mask in the beginning. Toxic people use excessive praise, gifts, and grand declarations like, "I've never felt this way before," to hook your nervous system. They want you chemically bonded to them so that when they finally drop the mask, you're too invested to leave. If someone is trying to rush commitment, slow it down. There's no reason to rush. Pay close attention to how they talk about their past relationships. Are all their exes crazy? Were they always the victim? Toxic people lack a maturity arc. If they haven't learned anything from past breakups and blame everyone else, that's a huge red flag. They often use this as fake vulnerability, playing the victim to appeal to your empathy. You want to save them and prove you're different.
But beware. The moment you set a boundary, they'll use that against you, saying, I thought you weren't going to hurt me like everyone else. Next, look at how they treat strangers, waitstaff, or animals. Do they view everyone else as idiots? They might be treating you well now, but their interactions with others are transactional. Eventually, that lack of empathy will be directed at you. Pay attention to how they handle conflict with friends or family. That's a preview of your future. Toxic people also try to establish a power dynamic quickly by testing your boundaries. They might make a disrespectful comment disguised as a joke. If you bring it up, they gaslight you, saying something like, "Geez, I was just joking. You're too sensitive." Be wary of anyone who tells you how you should feel or shames your independence. Healthy people honor your boundaries. Toxic people mock them because they think their needs are more important than your limits. Finally, watch out for the cycle of punishment and reward. Do they feel entitled to your time and body? If you don't give them what they want, do they punish you? Early on, punishment might look like the silent treatment or becoming cold and distant. Because you hate the disconnection, you fold. You apologize, you cancel your plans, you give in. This creates a trauma bond. They punish you, then come back and love bomb you again. Your brain gets hooked on the intermittent reinforcement. You tolerate the awful lows because you're hoping for those intense highs. You end up in toxic relationships not because you're broken, but because you care. You're willing to fight for connection. But you have to ask yourself, why am I trying so hard to make something work that's consistently hurting me? You deserve someone who celebrates your wins, who tries to understand your feelings, and who sees conflict as a chance to grow, not a battle to win. You deserve an equal teammate. Take things slow, set your standards early. And remember, you deserve a relationship where you never have to abandon yourself just to keep from being abandoned. If this resonated with you, give yourself grace for the past. Let's learn from these signs and build healthier futures. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.